never chase anyone. What if one of the biggest mistakes people make in life is believing that happiness comes from being chosen by someone else? Think about that for a moment. How many people spend years chasing attention, chasing love, chasing approval, chasing friendships, chasing opportunities, and even chasing people who have already shown that they don't value them? They send another message. They make another call. They try harder. They give more. They sacrifice more. They ignore their own needs just to keep someone around. And yet, no matter how much effort they give, it never feels enough. If you've ever experienced this, you're not alone. But today, I want to share a powerful truth that can change your life. Never chase anyone, not because people don't matter, not because relationships aren't important, but because the moment you begin chasing people, you begin losing yourself. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once taught that we should focus on what we can control and let go of what we cannot. And one thing you can never fully control is another person's feelings, choices, or actions. You cannot force someone to respect you. You cannot force someone to love you. You cannot force someone to stay. You cannot force someone to see your value. No amount of begging, convincing, explaining, or sacrificing can make the wrong person become the right person. Yet many people spend years trying. They believe that if they just become more helpful, more available, more understanding, or more patient, eventually they will be appreciated. Sometimes that appreciation never comes. And while they're waiting for someone else's validation, life keeps moving. Their confidence slowly disappears. Their self-respect begins to weaken. Their happiness becomes dependent on someone else's attention. That's the danger of chasing, because chasing teaches you to look outside yourself for something that must first come from within. Real confidence doesn't come from being chosen. It comes from knowing your worth, even when you're not. Real strength doesn't come from having everyone's approval. It comes from standing firm, even when others disagree with you. Real peace doesn't come from making everyone happy. It comes from being at peace with yourself. Imagine a tree standing in the middle of a storm. The wind pushes against it. The rain falls heavily. The world around it becomes chaotic. Yet the tree remains rooted because its strength comes from deep within. Now, imagine a leaf. A leaf has no roots. The wind decides where it goes. That's what happens when your happiness depends entirely on other people. You become like the leaf. Every compliment lifts you up. Every criticism breaks you down. Every text message affects your mood. Every rejection shakes your confidence. But when your value comes from within, you become like the tree, stable, strong, grounded, unshaken. One of the most liberating moments in life is when you realize that not everyone is supposed to like you. Not everyone is supposed to understand you. Not everyone is supposed to stay. Some people are lessons. Some people are blessings. Some people are temporary chapters, and some people are simply passing through your story. The problem begins when you try to force temporary people into permanent positions. You hold on, you chase, you beg, you convince. You fight battles that were never meant to be fought, and in the process, you drain yourself emotionally. Here's something important to remember. People who truly value you do not need to be chased. Think about your closest relationships. The healthiest friendships in your life probably don't require constant begging for attention. The people who genuinely care about you make an effort. They communicate, they show up, they appreciate your presence. Healthy relationships involve mutual respect, not one-sided pursuit. If you're the only one running, eventually you'll become exhausted. And that's because relationships were never meant to be a race where one person does all the work. The same principle applies to success. Many people chase recognition. They desperately want everyone to notice their achievements. They want applause. They want validation. They want the world to acknowledge their efforts. But successful people understand something different. They focus on becoming valuable instead of becoming visible. They focus on improving themselves, learning, growing, building, creating. While others are chasing attention, they are chasing excellence. And excellence naturally attracts attention. A flower doesn't chase bees, it blooms, and the bees come naturally. Think about that. The flower focuses on becoming the best version of itself. It doesn't run after anyone. It simply grows, and because it grows, it attracts what belongs to it. Your life works the same way. Instead of chasing people, become someone you're proud of. Read more, learn more, train your body, strengthen your mind, develop your skills, build your character. Create a life so meaningful that your happiness no longer depends on who texts you back. Because the truth is that many people are chasing the wrong thing. They chase relationships instead of self-respect. They chase popularity instead of purpose. They chase approval instead of growth. And then they wonder why they feel empty. Purpose creates fulfillment. Growth creates confidence. Character creates respect. These things cannot be taken away by another person's opinion. There is another reason you should never chase anyone. Chasing creates fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of abandonment. Fear of being alone. Fear of losing someone. But the moment you stop chasing, you discover something powerful. You were whole before they arrived, and you'll remain whole if they leave. That realization changes everything, because now you're choosing people from a place of strength rather than desperation. You're no longer saying, "Please stay because I need you." Instead, you're saying, "I'd love for you to stay, but I will be okay either way." That's confidence. That's freedom. That's emotional maturity. The strongest people are not those who hold on the tightest. They are those who know when to let go. If someone walks away, let them. If someone doesn't appreciate you, let them. If someone continuously ignores your efforts, let them. Your value does not decrease because someone fails to recognize it. A diamond remains a diamond, even if nobody notices it. The sun continues to shine even on cloudy days, and you remain valuable whether others acknowledge it or not. Stop chasing people who don't choose you. Stop chasing approval from those determined to misunderstand you. Stop chasing attention from those who only notice you when it's convenient. Instead, chase your purpose. Chase your goals. Chase your dreams. Chase self-improvement. Chase wisdom. Chase discipline. Chase peace. Those pursuits will reward you for the rest of your life. Years from now, you won't regret the people who walked away. You'll regret the time you wasted trying to stop them. You'll regret the energy spent convincing others to see what they refuse to see. You'll regret abandoning yourself while trying to win someone else's approval. Choose differently. Choose yourself. Choose growth. Choose dignity. Choose peace. Because the greatest power you can develop is the ability to walk forward without needing everyone to come with you. And remember this, when you stop chasing people, you create space for the right people to enter your life. When you stop begging for attention, you regain your self-respect. When you stop seeking validation, you discover your true value. And when you stop chasing anyone, you finally start becoming the person you were meant to be. Thank you for listening. If this message inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more motivational and stoic wisdom videos. Share this with someone who needs a reminder that their value does not depend on anyone else's approval.